moment today. This is our regularly scheduled. I'm just going to get us all. Can we get a little bit situated where you can see me and I can see you much better? Great. Graders. Saturday is our regularly scheduled time. So we are here today, Saturday at 10. Sometimes I'll be skating in there a little bit after 10 for those that tune in live. Because it's a jungle in here sometimes, y'all. It's a jungle up in this place from time to time. But I thank you so much for joining me, for being a part of the Moment of Harmony series, for us being able to exchange, allowing me to have moments with you, and you definitely for having moments with me. I appreciate all of the love and the communication and the thoughts. And I mean, people have just been showing so much love for our Moment of Harmony. And last week's episode, it got so much feedback and so many questions and so many comments and thoughts. And I'm just so excited for us to keep moving. I believe that we're down to about 2 more shows in this week, or in this series, which is a declaration series before we move into a reflection series. So it's just been such a beautiful journey thus far. I'm so very grateful. Beautiful risings, my love. I miss you so much. I'm sorry, something flying around me. But yes, so we are definitely in our coming up on the conclusion of our declaration series. And y'all, we have been declaring. We have been declaring. We came in the beginning of January 2023. We did a praise week, a praise break all of January. February, we got it popping with our new declaration series, and we've been going for 23 weeks. And here we are in the beginning of July, preparing to conclude our declaration series. We have done 23 weeks, people, of 23 different declarations, and going from the beginning of the year, like I said, moving from a place of a wishing and a hoping and a praying to a place of demanding and declaring and insisting and using the power within us to say, so it is. So my life is. We talked about like resolutions and just kind of moving away from resolutions and going towards resurrection. I rise in my life these things. I bring upon in my life. I declare beauty in my life, balance in my life, peace in my life, grace in my life. And we've been doing it 23 weeks. So yay to you. Yay to us. Yay to us just growing and becoming and being more and more. The life changes are happening. Internal changes are happening. Family changes are happening. Spiritual changes. Somebody say, thank you for change. Thank you for growth. Thank you for the greatness and the glory in growth, right? So I'm so proud of you. Thank you all for making this so much of a success, for honoring me to be a part of your self-care routine, adding me in there once a week to just make sure that we're keeping it moving and dropping a little nugget of a moment in your growth, your development, and your healing. It is a true honor. I am truly grateful to have these moments with you. So today's moment, in our declaration series, as we're beginning to wrap it up, like I said, I think we only got about 2 more shows left. We're moving and grooving, y'all. That means that we're growing. And so that's always a wonderful thing. Today's healing session is entitled, I Declare Divine Redefining. I declare divine redefining. Woo! We are talking today about life in the seasons and not being defined by a season, but redefining seasonally, redefining yourself, that it is okay to redefine, Ashe, that it is okay to realign, to revise yourself, and why and how and what that looks like and why it is so divine. So often when it comes to us, we will do redefining out of trauma or out of pain. Means like we'll revamp our relationships, we'll revamp our mindsets, our mind frames, but it won't always necessarily be coming from the best of places. So we are definitely going to get into that today. We're going to get into, how do we make that happen for us in the most divine, most rising of ways, right? The most growing and becoming of ways. Got it, right? Okay. We're going to go into 3 different sessions today. Peace, peace, peace. I love you so much. We're going to go into three different sessions today, or parts of this session, not three different sessions. The first part is really going to be redefining ourselves, redefining others, and redefining our lives, but being in divine realignment, or redefining, right? I don't even want to realign it. It does happen, but really divine redefining, making sure that so life changes. Life is supposed to change. Life is supposed to grow. Life is supposed to expand and expound. Your thoughts should change. Your behaviors should change. Your language, and by change I mean expound, I mean develop, I mean grow your language, your ideas. And a lot of times, a lot people, circumstances, situations, things that we're connected to make us feel bad about growth and redevelopment, make us feel bad about, oh, you acting brand new, you changing up on us. I hear people all the time, and we've talked about this in the past, saying, I'm never going to change. Oh, I always be real. And I know when people are saying that, the indication is just staying humble, staying loyal, staying true to yourself. But really, it has more of the energy, right? There's a weight on the way that you feel. There's a weight on the way that you look at the world and your perspective. And there's a heavy weight on, I'm always going to be the same. I think the sooner we realize that I won't always be the same, we accept that divinely, we see that as a divine gift, the better we are in moving through growth, the better apt we are to move forward. So I'm not always going to be the same. This relationship isn't always going to be the same. My career drive and moves and decisions won't always be the same. My my relationship with anyone, really, my as a mom or as a dad, as a grandparent, as a parent, as a best friend, whatever, these things will change, are meant to, are supposed to change. But what I'm declaring in the change, because a lot of us get lost in the change, a lot of us, what they say, lost in transition, right? A lot of us lose relationships, obtain great damage with self and others in transition and growth. And it doesn't have to be that way if we can get to the point of declaring divine redefining. I am redefining what we look like. I'm redefining what I look like. I am redefining what this looks like. I am fine to redefine. It is fine to redefine. I can sit at the table and say, there was a time when things looked like A, B, C, and D, and now they look like this. And now they feel like this. And this was my goal. And this was my perspective. And now it is this. And I'm saying a lot of times we are just afraid and held back from that very necessary step in conversation with ourselves. Jumbo, yes, thank you so much, Baba J. So happy to see you. So yes, just being at a point where we're saying, like, look, no, it's okay. I'm redefine how we interact, how we exchange. I can redefine your significance and your priority in my life. I can redefine my priority in my life. Guess what? You can do that. When we talk about a baby, this is just, y'all know I love my metaphors and my examples. So we can use the example of a baby, right? A baby goes through, up until they're a child, many transitions with using the bathroom. Same thing, eliminate waste, and different definitions of how that happens. When a baby is a brand new baby and they're a brand new person, before they, when they're brand new, before they understand, before they have control over their faculties, before they have even body control, forget mind control, but before they have control of self, using the bathroom is defined as just releasing when it happens. When it comes out, it just comes on out. Right? And we all have been there with our thoughts. We've been there with our actions. We've been there with our behaviors. There was a time before we had control when things just did whatever they felt like doing. But then A baby becomes a toddler. They begin to walk. They begin to comprehend differently. They understand cause and effect and initiatives and incentives and consequences. And then we start to potty train them. We put them on the pot. So they go from just like letting that thing go whenever they feel like it to now attempting to control a pot, something that is custom to them, not the big toilet, but something that they can recognize as used just for them to get them started on a new journey with using the bathroom. This is a redefining. This is me redefining how I use the bathroom, why I use the bathroom, what the bathroom looks like for me. Same action, different definition. Shows up differently in my life, shows up differently in how I behave, and it redefines itself in my life. Now, they're not a toddler anymore. They're big enough to use a bigger bathroom. We don't have to walk around, no pull-ups, right? They done gone from a diaper to a pull-up, and now it's time to use underwear. This means that you have much more control of yourself. You can control yourself any time of the day. You can get on and off of the bathroom by yourself. You can, you can wash your hands. You can be trusted in the bath. You can now use a full-grown toilet. This is a metaphor for redefining, guys, redefining. Again, we've been there. Things just do what it does. We have no self-control. We have no maturity. We are in the beginning stages of development of our emotions, of our feelings, of our actions. And we are, they doing what they want to do. We gain some knowledge of self. We begin to somehow understand how our actions and our words and our thoughts are connected to our lives and our manifestations and the things that come about from that. And we just get a little bit more. We graduate to the potty, right? A little bit more self-sufficiency with self. But we're redefining. There was a time, y'all know, one of my favorite things that I've mentioned it a number of times, that comes from the Bible. One of my favorite things is, when I was a child, I thought as a child. When I was a child, I thought as a child. I don't really know that I ever thought as a child. But Harmony has grown. Harmony has had to grow. Harmony has had to understand the world differently, life differently, love differently, growth differently. It's done that. And a lot of times we don't want to give ourselves grace with growth. And that's where this declaration comes, in grace with growth. When I was a child, I thought as a child, but now that I am an adult, I put away childish things. This is redefining how I show up, redefining how you show up, if you show up, redefining how this looks. Again, what I metaphor with the bathroom, we get a little bit more self-control, a little bit more self-awareness. We come into some forms of knowledge and we go from a diaper to the potty, right? And we get off that potty and we are graduated. Ashe, ashe. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, love. And then we get to the bathroom, right? We get to a point where we are growing past the point of needing to be monitored, not that we don't ever really need to be monitored, right? Meaning that we'll always need counsel. We'll always need wisdom. We'll always need the community, the village, right? We'll always need our spiritual guides. And most importantly, we'll need the creator and that connection. So guidance is necessary, but it changes as we go. We all are using the bathroom from the time we're born until the time we transition. How we do it changes because it's redefining. So I declare divine redefinement, meaning when I get to a crossroad in this relationship, when I get to a crossroad in this connection, whether it's my connection with work and my career, whether it is my connection with school, whatever my connection is, when I reach a crossroad, I will then begin to learn to not abandon, but redefine, not condemn or create resentment and anger, but to redefine. At one point, and we struggle so much with that, right? We are so black and white with the way things are in our lives, how things show up in our lives and how we show up in our lives. And I'm saying that there is divine power in redefining. There is divine power in sitting down and saying that at one point, the significance, the priority, the purpose, the intention was this. And some things aren't working for us today because we are still holding ourselves to last season definitions. You only know a season of me. I only know a season of me. And it's time to redefine. It's time to realign. It's time to reassign. And that is divine force, right? You only know a season of me. I'm only knowing a season of this, and I am living in last season's definitions of you. I'm living in last season's definitions of myself. I'm living in last season's definitions of my family. See, times and circumstances change why, how, if, when, where your life is. Your mind is. Sometimes we're in a survival season. Some of us get into a thriving season and are still defining ourselves from our surviving season. And you don't know that it's time to redefine. Sis, you don't have to talk like that. Bro, you don't have to think like that. You don't even have to move like that anymore. It is okay for you to now redefine how you see yourself. Redefine how you show how you see others, how you interact or exchange. You talking about my 20-something season? Harmony is 37 years old. My son said, "Ma, you almost 40. I can't believe my mama's 40. I was like, "Bruh, slow it down. Almost 40 is not 40. We on our way. Chill out. Let me get there." But excuse me, and what he was saying, I get what he's saying. This is a whole nother chapter, and every chapter is worthy of redefining. I'm gonna go a step further. Every chapter is worthy of redefinition. Every character in the story is subject to redefinition. Come on, I'm saving y'all some headaches, some gray hairs, some depression, some shock of your lives. Clenching your pearls, child. I was clenching pearls all year last year. Every character in your story is subject to redefinement. And guess what? That's okay. And guess what? Even further, it's divine. And guess what? Even further, it's necessary. Every chapter is subject to redefinition. Every character is subject to redefinition. Same script, different cast is a real thing. Who said that? Whitney Houston and Deborah Cox. Same script, different cast. The life goes, the life changes, the life moves, and we don't always have grace with growth. We don't always have honesty with growth. We're not always transparent with transition. And it hurts us. Hashay. It hurts us. It damages us. It damages our reality. It damages our perspectives. We don't always have transparency in transition. Because I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know what I'm thinking. I just know it was this and it's not that anymore. And sometimes for us that means the end. For sometimes that means a falsity, or it never was, or it's not true, or it's just been redefined. Your time in my space is redefined. My time here in this space redefined. Your purpose, come on, guys. Purposes get redefined, reassigned, reallotted. This is called life. This is called movement, right? We're not getting 1,000, hundreds and thousands of days in a life and more, and we're not going to ever get this thing moved around. Listen, I see my daughter, Ashe. I see my daughter. Thank you, honey. I saw my daughter. She did what did she just redid her room, right? We moved in on May the 1st to our new home. It is, July 1st. So that's almost 2 months. May, June, July. The thing done changed the room already. Well, why we got it? Why did you need to change the room already? Because somewhere within, see, we do these things, right? Change our hair, rearrange our desk. We allow surface realignment. We allow surface redefinement. We can say, I don't even use this anymore. I don't need that. Uh, in the beginning of the year, all of our sweaters in the front of the closet. Towards the middle of the year, we got lighter sweaters. They come to the front. Heavier sweaters go in the back. End of the year, no sweaters in the front of the closet. Only sundresses or linen things in the front. We allow surface redefining all the time based on the season, based on the need, based on where we feel, based on where we are. We do not align spiritual redefinitions. We do not allow relationship redefinitions. We do not go in and allow those revisions. I declare divine redefining. I'm not going to define where we are based on my trauma, my pain, my anger, because that's a thing. It's possible. You are a human being human, child. It's possible. Get up into it, though. Get up into it at a point in your life where you can say, look, yes, I'm allowed, because I'm a creator. We are a whole reflection of the creator. So because I'm a creator, what I think, what I do, what I say, it manifests into my real life. The way I really feel is how I'm really living, right? You want to know how you really feel about yourself? Look at your life. You want to know how you really feel about your connections and your friendships and look at your circle. This is how I really feel. Right? So the way I really feel comes out for real. And so now I want to look at myself and say, when things are looking away, feeling away, I'm getting to a point where I am not being okay. I am not being consistent. I am not being intentional with redefining what these things look like. Because the moment that you do, or that you do and that you are okay with so here we go. Let me just back up just a little bit. When I am using trauma, when I am using pain, low vibration, fear, frustration, anger to redefine, you made me upset. I don't like that you did this. I can't trust you. And now I don't rock with you anymore. You're not in my you're not in my circle. You're not in my hemisphere. We say no new friends, all that stuff, right? Mommy Mercy. So, y'all, mommy mercy, y'all too. We get to the point where we say, like, I have redefined the relationship. What we've done is we've just restricted it. If you're in a low vibration, and a low vibration changes your relationship. A low vibration changes your connection. A low vibration changes your interaction. All you have done instead of redefining is restricted it. And some people need restricted access. Look, guys, I ain't judging, okay? I'm not judging, I'm just growing, okay? Here's the thing. If you in some way violate me, hurt me, harm me, I'm done. Cut you off. We used to hang out. You used to come to my house. I used to answer. You used to call me on my cell phone. I used to answer your calls. I used to do these things. And now we have done something, said something, what have you, that hurt me. I'm done. Right? I'm done with it. I have redefined us. So I thought. Right? No, that's my ex. That's my old friend. That's my old coworker. Oh no, that's your title has changed. I think I've redefined you. What I have done is I restricted our relationship, our growth, our love and development. And thus, because I am a reflection and project myself out into the world, I restricted myself. My ability to communicate, my ability to connect, my ability to resolve, my ability to expand, expound, and to grow. Now, there are people, trust me, I get it. There are people in the world that are not where you are and are and attempting to grow and build with them or be mature with them may stunt you. I'm not saying force yourself on individuals. What I'm saying is your perspective. must change from a restriction to a redefinition in order for it not to restrict you. Right? For you not to die on the sword that you put into someone else. So when you get to that point, what do I mean by that? What does that look like? That looks like communication. Hey, look, I could ghost you. I could cut this whole situation off. I could stop talking to you forever. Or I can let you know, hey, if there are no hard feelings, look, the vibration is the difference. Okay? Well, you say, well, it still looks like us not hanging out. It still looks like me not talking to you on the phone. It still looks like me not answering. But what the difference is the vibration, right? The difference between a restriction and a redefinition, yes, is the vibration. So my thing is, I'm not taking with me any type of animosity, any type of crazy. I'm taking truth, revelation, and gratitude for the revelation and into my redefinition. So now I get to the point where I say, you know what, this was, excuse me, every time I start running my mouth too much, this was one of the most important people in my lives. This was one of the most important places for me to be. That's okay. See, when we don't appropriately redefine, we get into denial. We get into, what is it? Just self-pity and just self-indulgence, self-trickery. Just fooling and messing around with your own self. Playing yourself. That's what I'm saying. You get into playing yourself. Okay? When we get into redefining, we're honest. This was what I needed at that time. At that time. Here's the redefining, right? This was exactly what I needed, and create a thank you for being what I needed, where I needed, when I needed. And thank you also for allowing life and love and circumstance and experience to grow with me. Everybody want to go with you, but not everybody want to grow with you. Okay, Harmony Original. Everybody wants to grow, but everybody don't want to go, but everybody don't want to grow, right? So when I get to the point when I say, like, look, the vibration is the difference. I'm in the point now when I want to redefine. That means I need to realistically sit with this circumstance and say, hey, I was married to this person. I had children with this person. I used to go to school with this person. I was roommates with this person. I used to work at this job. I graduated from this job. I used to live in this home. I used to, this was a significant part of my life during this season. And the reason that I'm restricting myself is because I didn't redefine it. I didn't redefine my childhood traumas and my role and my position. I never redefined my mother and her space and her. I never redefined my father or my aunt or my uncle, right? I restricted it. And in my adulthood, in my growth and in my development, it is restricting me. This is that sword we done put into somebody else and got it stuck up in us, right? I restricted it. I didn't redefine it. And I'm at the point in my life where I am declaring divine redefining. I'm going in and I'm saying, yes, at this time I need to see. Some of us are 37 years old, 40, 50, 60, 80, and we think we still need things that we don't need anymore because of trauma. Because we're trapped in trauma, because we're trapped in pain, because we're stifled by sorrow and grief, and you're thinking that this is what you need. But what you really need is a redefining. Look, I talk about this all the time with my baby brother and his murder. Not to say get over it, but to grow in it, to evolve in it, to come to acceptance, to come to healing. That's the word. To get to a healing space within what I am dealing with and facing, and I had to, right off the break, it was one of the first things I did, was redefine my relationship with my brother. I knew that I was going to die if my expectations of Victorious was to talk to him, was to sit with him, was to be with him. If I continued on after his death with the expectation of watching him grow old and watching him have children and watching him get married and watching him walk the stage and graduate from high school, I'm not redefining. Life has obviously shaken some things up. I'm not being transparent in transition. I'm not looking at what's actually happening and where I am. I'm not being honest with what is going on with the character, this character in my story. This chapter in my life, this major plot twist. And when I don't get with the plot twist, one of the first things I had to do was say, first off, you'll never not be his big sister. Always, forever and ever. No one can change. Nothing changes that one, right? I'll always be your big sister. I have to redefine what that looks like. Now, how do I be a big sister to a spirit, to an ancestor? What do I do now? What does our relationship, because our relationship doesn't look like me telling you what to do. It doesn't look like me guiding you and giving you support, showing up for you, washing clothes for you, cooking for you. That's not what this looks like. But if I keep moving in the new chapter, and I keep moving in the new season with the old definition, one of us not going to make it. Somebody is not going to make it if I keep moving in the new chapter with the old definition. Y'all, redefine some things. Redefine some things. Some things you're holding on to, some things that's causing you not to eat, not to sleep, not to grow, is because of the definition. Who is that person to you now? Who are you to you now? Who is that circumstance to you? What is that circumstance to you now? What is that platform to you now? What is that institution to you now? What does that dream mean today? Y'all, come on. Some people wanted to be a Ninja Turtle when they were children. Redefine it. Redefine it. I want to save the world. I want to be a superhero. Look, I never stopped wanting to be a superhero. To this day, hero status, okay? But I redefined what being a super. Back in the day, if I wanted to be a superhero, it means that I would touch someone with a wound and it would heal. Listen, 37 years old, I'm not about to touch nobody and heal their wound. I don't want to touch a wound. I'm different. But I can still touch and I can still heal. I need to redefine. Redefine for the time, redefine for the season, redefine for the chapter. There are things in us that stay with us, and there are things in us that play with us. Listen, what does that mean? The things that stay with us are who we are at our core, who we are meant to be, who we always are going to. These are the parts of us that are always going to be solid. This is important to know about yourself for your redefining, for redefining purposes, right? When I go back in my redefinition, I decide what's a part of this chapter and what takes priority and what takes intention based on who I am. There's a part of me that's always going to need such and such and such and such. And I need to redefine your positioning, your point in this story, because I already know that this isn't going anywhere, right? Things that stay with us, things that play with us. What are the things that play with us? Our traumas. Our traumas that tell us that it's not okay to tell people that it's not okay, that they're not okay, that this is not okay, that I'm not okay. The things that play with us, the things that let us, that make us subject to manipulation, the things that make us subject to just not being okay with the change. Well, your mother said this. Many of us as little girls were like, be pleasant, be nice. You being hurtful. We might play with somebody on the playground and tell them, get off me. Oh, you're being mean. So I'm saying those are things that play with us, the traumas, right? Somewhere along the way as a child, someone taught us that a boundary was mean. And I'm saying that, and what it does is it halts our redefining. It's time for me to reclassify what this is. But because I want to put up a boundary in us, because I want to put up a boundary in this, because I have new boundaries, because I have new standards, because I have different expectations. I'm now me. I'm brand new. I'm indecisive. No, I'm growing. I'm growing, and not only am I growing, but I am declaring divine redefinement. If you're in something that you do not have to at any point redefine, it is not growing. I don't care what it is. Listen, I have from a 4-year-old baby, I have a 1-year-old grandgirl, all the way up to a 19-year-old son. My 20-year-old niece, who I helped to, definitely was very instrumental in her growth and development in her early years. My sister was in college. My thing is 20 years in the game. And when I tell you that thing have changed, mommying have changed. There are parts of our relationship that never changes. They always stay the same. My love, my focus, my availability, right? My intention towards you, mama, that's me. But our conversations, how I show up, when I show up, where I show up, the lessons, these things have got to redefine. That is a redefining relationship. So, and this is one of the most natural relationships, right? This is a God-reflecting relationship. Creator put seed inside of me. I grew it. I brought it into from the spiritual realm to the physical realm. I became a spiritual conduit for you. This is nothing but recreation. This is the creator, right? I'm bringing you into life, and even our relationship must be redefined throughout time. At one point, I am the house you live in. I'm your literal home. You live inside my body, kidneys and all that. You in there with it. Then you got to live off my milk. I'm not just your mom. I'm your house and your refrigerator. And then you get older and I got to get you a house and a refrigerator. Then you get another age and I got to keep that house and that refrigerator clean, paid for, and filled. Listen, redefinition. Redefinition. It's divine, it's natural, it's necessary. The change, the growth, the expansion, it's a must. And what it's going to do for us, what it does do for us, is it helps us to get to our next level. So we always talk about in the Moment of Harmony how that next level is necessary, right? The point of it all, is that we reach divine development and that we get to our highest level of self. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. It's the only reason we exist is to reach divine status within self. That means we're going to come out as little bitty people and we're going to do nothing but learn and grow the whole time. Learn, grow, change, learn, grow, change, learn, grow, change. Use other people as reflective, and I mean not use, but utilize other individuals as reflections and tools and catalysts and generators of growth and development. The whole purpose. You don't have not one other reason of the whole point. Anyway, the whole point, other than to reach your divine. And there are going to be many people a part of that mission. There are going to be many circumstances a part of that mission. If you're ever so blessed, many chapters. If you're ever so blessed, my grandmother, she has 86 chapters of becoming thus far. 86 chapters of becoming. And you thought the story was going to stay the same? We just thought the story was just going 37 chapters of becoming thus far. Whoo! Let me tell you about the plot twist. The characters from chapter 1 through 5 that I got chapters from 3 years ago. Chapters closed. Characters not even. Listen. I declare divine redefining. I declare divine redefining with self. It is okay for me to look at myself and say, I don't want to eat this anymore. Look, y'all, I just changed my favorite color last year. It began to resonate with me. I changed my favorite stone last year. It began to resonate with me differently. And I just was like, but I know this is small, but listen, Stay with me for the connection, right? Draw the points. It's a small thing, but it's not, because it's life, nothing is small. I had an inclination, an affection, and a spiritual drawing to a new color, a new stone that represents me, my feeling, and where I am in my life. I'm a different person, right? The little girl that was in love with purple, that resonated with purple, that was purple, is not purple anymore. This little girl been through a thing or two. This little girl has had journeys. This little girl has had peaks and valleys and mountains. And this little girl is becoming, and purple just doesn't do it. I'll always love purple. I'll always have a little bit of in my heart for purple. Purple will always be okay with me. But I had a new color. And I battled with changing my favorite color. Because I just like, can you change your favorite color? Is that okay to do? Does that mean you didn't really, purple wasn't really your favorite color? I don't know. Listen, it was a weird self-conversation, but it fits. Stick with me. It fits right now in this, because here I was, life literally redefining for me. Life literally saying, this is where you are now. Like the map in the mall. You are here. And you feeling some type of way because last year you were there. And you feeling like, how can I don't know. I battled with it. I literally just maybe a month ago, came to terms with bump it. When someone asks me my favorite color, I'm saying that. And I'm not explaining. And I went through a whole phase of explaining, like, look, this used to be my favorite color. And now I'm kind of going towards this. But I don't really know if I should adopt it. Y'all, strange things. Stay with me. It gets strange in there. But this is what I'm saying. Life will allow you, life will direct you into redefinition. It is you that allows yourself to accept the redefinition. It is the lack of acceptance, the lack of embracing, the lack of expounding that keeps you miserable, that brings about depression. When you tell me you're depressed, when you tell me you can't move, think straight, you feel stuck, you feel sad, suicidal, homicidal, angry, I want to say, what is it that's trying to redefine itself that you're not allowing? What is it in your life right now that's trying to redefine itself? And you are not allowing it. You're not embracing it. You're not cultivating it out of fear, out of worry, out of obligation, out of pain, out of any low vibration, any measure of low vibrations can keep you there. But I want you to be empowered in your declaration. I want you to be able to say, I declare divine redefining. It's okay that I want to wear my hair like this now. Ooh, people will judge you. People will be like, I remember. Well, good. Minds are good for remembering. You know what minds are good for too? Changing. God, that's all. Listen, y'all sitting up here having a moment with this smart aleck Aquarius. Look, minds are good for remembering. They're also good for changing. And that's okay. So next time somebody want to hold you to your definition of another season, let them know mine's grow. You should try it. Times change. Get up with it. You know what I'm saying? It's divine. When I'm getting to the point where I can obviously see that the redefinition is happening, I'm rejecting it. I'm resisting it. I'm fighting it. Oh, it caused so much pain to fight it. Yo, I have come up out of circumstances where my perspective changes. My position changes. Oh, the position, child, when that changed, the position changes. And you just like, but why? But no, but I declare divine redefining. I declare divine redefining. It is okay for me to be a different person. It is okay for me to eat a different way, think a different way, feel a different way. You know, I was up. No one could have paid me to think that I wasn't going to be doing kickboxing my whole life. This is another one of my life connections, right? Kickboxing. I needed it. Now it's yoga. I need yoga. It's like the way I used to eat, sleep, and breathe, kickboxing. I gotta get up. I gotta do my kickboxing. I gotta go kickbox. Loved it. Now it's yoga. Child, different. It's different. It is redefining. And guess what? Same significance. They bring about the same results, a different definition. How you get to your peace changes. Child, come on. How you get to your peace changes. 37 chapters, 23 chapters, 68 chapters. It changes. The story doesn't stay the same, and it's divine. How I get to my peace changes. How I get to my accomplishment, how I get to my pride. What brings me pride changes. Listen, I used to be full of pride on accomplishments, what I can accomplish. Now I'm proud on what I can understand. It changes. I'm just saying, it changes. And it's okay. Redefine. It's okay for myself. It's okay to redefine. It's fine to redefine, y'all. That's the quote of the day. Hashtag it's fine to redefine. It's fine to redefine how others show up in your life, how you show up in others' lives. Listen, when the season is over, I'm not even going to say that, because seasons aren't over. They're cyclical, right? Cyclical. When the season changes, y'all with it? When the season changes, it is okay for me to redefine who and what and where and why you are. It's okay. And when I'm sad and I'm angry and I'm frustrated and I'm depressed, it is because life is obviously trying to redefine this thing. You go ahead when the snow starts falling. This is life. This is nature telling you that it's winter. When the snow starts falling outside, you keep the flip-flops on in the bathing suit if you want to. And you see who pays for it. You're going to pay for that. You're going to freeze your butt off. You're going to get frostbitten. You're going to get pneumonia in your chest because life is telling you that it is time to redefine. It is change. The season has moved into it is changed. And you saying, no, but I didn't get to wear this sundress. But I still haven't gone to the amusement park. But I. Right? And we are going through that in our lives. We're struggling because life has redefined this person's position. Right? And it is okay. I just need to sit as a mature being, becoming and growing within my greatness. I just need to sit and make sure that I am redefining and not restricting. And as I'm redefining, it is divine. I'm not coming from low vibration saying, nah, keep that same energy. Look, yeah, I know about it. Keep that same energy. Don't talk to me. Don't come over here. No. Hi. Peace. Blessings. Because I'm not restricting myself in this growth of this new chapter. But what I am going to do is redefine. Where we might used to have a conversation, we only have a greeting. This is you. You're an associate. I redefined. I can redefine. I restrict myself with enemies. Come on, y'all. I restrict myself with enemies. I damage my energy with enemies. Enemies damage energy. Another Harmony original. Enemies damage energy. What I look like? I ain't got no energy. I don't have any enemies. What I look like? No enemy. No enemy over here, bro. That takes a lot, sis, cuz it takes a lot for me to keep you in that category. But what I am going to do is redefine. You were one thing in one season and you're another thing in this season. And in this season, you just require a greeting and a prayer. In this season, I don't have to stand up and be in the audience. In this season, I can pass right on by. Peace. because it's okay to redefine. And it's okay for me to be honest. So we get resentful with the honesty instead of rising in honesty. You can grow in honesty. Oh my gosh. Guys, enemies are bad for energy. Enemies deplete energy, meaning that I don't want to hate you. I don't want to be angry with this. I don't want to depart from this. Listen, I want to be, there is growth and freedom and honesty. I can just be real. I don't have to be mean. I don't have to be malicious. I can just be real because I'm redefining. So let's look at this definition. And sometimes people will come at you because they don't understand that the redefinement has happened. Well, there was a time, okay, so maybe we don't understand when this thing took place. Let's go back, okay? Let's go back. Let's be transparent in the transition. There was a time in my life when there was trust built around us, when there was inclusion and there was connectivity. And then this A, B, and C took place. And then there was depletion and there was separation and there was disconnection. And then there was a redefinition. And so now this is where you are. This is who you are. And this is where I am. And it's okay. Look, no love lost, no hard feelings. We just don't kick it. We just don't indulge or divulge. We just don't. But it's cool. Redefining. I declare divine redefinement when I'm stuck, when I am feeling anchored to a season that is past. I have to free myself in redefinition. I have to free others. Come on, y'all. There's divinity in the freeing of others. I have to free others in redefining. And my life, when I look at my life overall, who I am, what I like, what I've become, where I'm going, I have to find peace. Y'all, we get anxiety, we get afraid. We start being, oh my goodness. Things start changing for us. We start holding on to old behaviors, afraid of the change, afraid of what happens if it changes. But listen, I declare divine redefining. I declare that it is okay to redefine my life, my position and my place, my purpose and my direction. They are subject to change. The characters in this chapter are subject to change. Some of the names have been changed for dramatic purposes. This is still a true story. Y'all, come on. People want to hold you to yesterday. People that want to hold you to last year. People that want to hold you to your college years, high school years, whatever it is that you've gone through. You were incarcerated. They want to hold you to that. People that were, whatever it is, you were sick and you were ill or you were depressed or you battled mental illness. People want to hold you to that. Listen, this is still a true story. It's still a true story. But some of the names and circumstances have been changed for dramatic purposes. You know what I'm saying? It's been redefined. And when it's time to redefine, I'm not going to get stuck up on fear. I'm not going to get stuck up in low vibration. I'm going to understand my divine duty. When it comes to the 37 chapters thus far of becoming, I have a divine duty of growth. I have a divine duty to transformation because going to the next level is the point of it all. Going to my next position is the point of it all. Getting to my highest operation of self. Child, I'm not getting there sitting still. I'm not getting there without conflict and challenge and growth and glory, triumph. All that's a part of it. So my thing says, listen, I declare divine redefinement. I am going to sit, I promise you, I'm promising everyone in my story, I promise you that there will come a time where we redefine. Hey, when you meet new people, hey, new friend, hey, new bestie, hey, new man, hey, new woman, hey, new buddy, hey, new kid, hey, new whatever. I promise you, this is a promise. I promise you that there will come a time in our story, in our engagement, where we will have to redefine. The best we can do is pray that it is divine. For those of you that are having long-term relationships, I pray that the redefinement is growth and connection and a rebuilding with each other and self. But it's happening. The redefinement, that part you're not getting around. When it comes to parenting, I pray that the redefinement, again, is growth and development and understanding and a relearning of each other. I read a letter from my son, my oldest son, yesterday. Really, literally read a letter from him. And what I saw in the letter, probably for the first time since he's been 19, was a 19-year-old who saw me as a woman, who saw me as a woman. And I said, well, what's happening in the world where the boy is not looking at the mom? He's redefining. What's happening in the world when he is redefining himself? And that's the only way you can redefine others and your connections. It all starts with self. Self is the creator. Self is the initiator. Self is where it begins. So I looked at this letter and I said, oh, my baby's growing. You're becoming a man. Something like it. But how do I know? Because I'm watching you redefine yourself. I'm watching you redefine your reality. I'm watching you redefine your perspective, the characters in your story and the direction of it. And therefore, you can then redefine me in your story. When you find me in your story, redefine me in your story. That's how I know we're growing. When you find me in your story, redefine me in your story. Because that's how I know we're growing. Guys, let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. Let the relationship grow. Let the institution grow. Let the dream grow. Let the career grow. Let it transition. Let it happen divinely. Be one. Be at peace. Be at love. Be at contentment with divine redefining. I'm changing who you are, where you are, why you are, and it's necessary. It's necessary. And guess what? Some things, like I said, some things stay with us and they play with us. Some things are here to help heal the trauma and the damage that's coming out with the shenanigans. And thank you for being a part of that healing process. Some things are here to be staying for the long run. As I grow and change, you'll have the capacity, you'll have the energy, you'll have the capabilities of growing and changing as well. And sometimes you won't. And guess what? It just means that your character changes in the next chapter. It just means the character changes in the next chapter. It's divine, boo. It's divine, boo. Don't worry about it. Listen, I love you all so much. Please join me for another Moment of Harmony next week. This has been another incredible moment that I'm just always so grateful to have and share with you all. Thank you. Thank you for your love and your light always. Thank you for having me be a part of who you are. Definitely look forward as we get ready to conclude this declaration series as I begin to try to figure out how we can get some more in-person moments going. You know what I'm saying? As we come and conclude our series and graduate and move to new series, that we can just come together, get some in-person love. We're working on it. I love you all so much. Thank you. Be blessed and have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care of yourself and surely take care of someone else.